Stand by for ludicrous speed.
Okay, my dear Greg Saunders.
Gregory.
Eagle looking right, your go.
Gregory.
Greg Saunders.
Greg Saunders.
Greg Saunders.
Wow. Hey, great.
Good. Look at it.
We interrupt this sound file to bring you a terrifying announcement.
Are you aware that you're leaking coolant at an alarming rate?
Show us the skills that have made you a media darling.
Well, I'm glad we got all that out in the open.
Ladies and gentlemen. To the Stateline Show.
One day, my friends, one day, you will be known as the last villager who can still read and write the dead language known as cursive.
Oh, I thought you were going pig Latin there.
I'm Greg. He's
Yeah.
Tom. It's your Saturday morning Stateline Show. Good morning. The 8th day of October, the year 2022. It's the latest it has ever been.
In the history of mankind.
Congratulations. Go Pack, go. Yeah, we'll talk a little Packers today. Got some shout outs and thanks to give here today. And it's cold. There's frost on the grass and on your pumpkins if you got those out.
Yeah.
It's cold. I'm wearing 2 layers down here in the basement studio today.
I'm upstairs. I'm in, ranch style house. I'm in my office or my stuffed manimal cave.
Tom's got coined a new phrase. The manimal cave.
Go.
Stuffed manimal cave. Yeah. Or cage.
That's right.
Once
the Packer animals.
It'll be a cage.
That's right. That's right.
All right, let's bring this to the forefront and let's try this. I got something new. I told you earlier, Tom, before we started the show, I had a lot of extra time this week. I had some spare time this week. So I created something and let's see. Good morning, Linda. Look at that. Linda's already jumping in here. Hey, good to see you.
I know. Good morning, Linda.
In crowd last week. All right, let's see how this plays, this new video for our big number of the week. Let's do it. Ooh, that was kind of fancy, huh? What do you think?
I don't know.
Our big number of the week this week is a big number, and it is 1.7 billion.
1.7 billion. Right on.
1.7 billion. And all this work that I did, and I didn't do this one thing that I try to do every week, and that's update the graphic. Come on, Greg, update the graphic so this really looks cool and fun for all the viewers. And that, boom, there's the graphic right there. 1.7 billion. This week's answer is Roomba or Russia. 2 words that begin with R and end with A. I always try to get words that start with the same letter. Today, I got the daily double or the weekly double since I only do this once a week. Roomba or Russia, 1.7 billion. We'll give you the answer before the end of the show. And yeah, we'll see. Our latest race to 10 has Tom way out in front. 5-1, not even close.
Not even close.
But it is a race to 10, so the game ain't over until it's over.
I had to find my phone because I'm going to go ahead and look it up. Okay.
Please, I encourage everyone every week.
Roomba or
try your best
to be the other one. Okay.
Try your best.
The other one.
Hit your Google searcher button or your Bing or your DuckDuckGo.
I'm just gonna type in what is Greg's big number of the week answer. See if that works.
If I could, maybe I should start putting little Easter eggs out there, little
well, there you go.
Places, maybe somewhere on the Facebook page or something. No, that wouldn't work. Anyway,
no, I have a very unique system of cheating, so don't mess with that. So, I've gotten out to a 4-1 lead, 5-1 lead.
You're up 5-1 right now. This is a
pretty
dominating lead here. So,
oh yeah.
Joann did win the last one. I think she won the last 2.
Maybe.
Which won the last one? You won 2 before that. So
She's ahead 3-1. I think I've only won one. I think she won the first 2, then I won one, then she won one, and now I'm on the right track anyway to go 3-2.
You know what? I do have the sheets from the other races. Joann won 2 in a row. You won 2 in a row. She won the last one.
Oh, so we're at 3-2 now.
You have 3.
No, she has 3.
He has 3. You have 2 in our cumulative races to 10 since we've been doing this.
Wow.
By the way, this is show episode number 130, the one we'll call Altruize, because we're going to talk with Nicole Sadow from Freeport about her amazing app. We've had her on the show before, and she's standing by to jump in here in just a quick minute. But before we get to her, I want to get my shout outs in. And I want to give a quick shout out to Rock House Kids this week. Rock House Kids, they had an amazing Streets and Sweets event about a week and a half ago or so. And then this last Thursday night, our friends over there at the Backyard Grill and Bar, Backyard Bar and Grill. Is it Backyard Bar and Grill or Backyard Grill and Bar?
It's Bar and Grill as far as I know, but it could be Grill and Bar.
Remember,
because they call themselves the Backyard Grill, so
yeah,
it's probably Grill and Bar.
So they have, I guess it's an every Thursday night thing for them where they raise funds for local not-for-profits. And this last week on Thursday night was for Rock House Kids. So the place was packed. Nice. It was really cool to see Dee Lackney, the executive director, out there with her family, and I hadn't seen her son for a while, and helped him buy his house a few years ago. So it was really cool to see him. So kudos to Backyard for hosting another great fundraiser for the great services that Rock House Kids provides our community. Shout out to them. Our Sold on Tony and Keller Williams Realty Signature shout outs for this week. Congratulations to the Hendricks family. They got their house under contract this week, so that was a good thing. And we had I had the chance to teach some new agents how I work with buyers, which is always fun to do. I usually like once or twice a year, I get invited to come into the classes that we teach at Keller Williams Realty Signature for the brand new agents. And because I don't work with sellers at all, I only specialize in buyers. We've got a nice system to work with buyers, and it's always fun to be able to teach those folks just what we do and to be successful in helping buyers achieve their goal of home ownership, reach their home ownership dreams. So that was fun. And then our Keller Williams Realty Signature company had a big stakeholders meeting lunch out at Montecito Golf Club on Wednesday. And it was really, really cool. I'm not going to dig into all the, hardcore details that we went into, but what was really cool is Keller Williams Realty Signature here in Rockford Loves Park has been here now for 15 years. And when the franchise started, when a franchisee is awarded a franchise, they're first awarded it for 5 years. And then when they renew it, they're asked to renew it for 10 years. So it's time for our company's second 10-year renewal to continue to be a franchise of Keller Williams Realty International. And when that came through, our owner, our boss, my good friend and boss, Tony, when she got the packet this year, she basically told Keller Williams, I'm not just going to sign this and send it back. I'm going to do my research this year to really see if Keller Williams is the best place for my company and my agents that I care for and I want to see succeed greatly in their real estate careers. She did a deep dive study with the executive team, which one of which that helps with this is my son, because he does a lot of the business information technology for our team and the company as a whole. They did a deep dive into about 30 different franchises across the country that we may or may not be able to become a franchise with. And after doing all that, they narrowed it down to 6, and they really went deep into the top 6 choices of best real estate franchises. And at this meeting on Wednesday, they did a comparative market analysis similar to what we do for homes with companies, and showed the benefits, the positives and negatives of working with each company. And it was really cool to see, if you're with this company, here's what they do for their agents, here's what they do for their franchisees, here's the bottom line. There was like 6 different major factors for each company. And after breaking it all down, there was no question. We're staying with Keller Williams. They still offer the best education, the best services, the best technology, the best opportunity to earn more money. There's less of a ceiling with Keller Williams than there was with any other company out there. So it was really cool to see that all in the numbers. What an awesome company that we have here. And the numbers also show that our local Keller Williams office not only is blowing away the local competition, but of the top offices in the country, we're like in the top 45 in the entire country, which is crazy. There's 812 Keller Williams offices across the country, and we're like number 42. Little Rockford.
Wow.
All the offices. So kudos to Tony and her team, her amazing executive team, who are doing an awesome job at Keller Williams. I'm really proud to be a part of the company and the culture that we have over there. So
that is amazing. And you had quite the endorsement from, I don't know if it was an endorsement. He obviously got paid to do it, but Sean Hannity, I hear it on Hannity. He talks about Tony Vanderheyden. He doesn't just say Keller Williams. He talks about Tony Vanderheyden in Rockford, and it's obviously a locally played commercial, but I thought that was pretty cool.
Sean,
because
Barbara
a guy
Corcoran.
a guy like Sean Hannity, any of those big gigantic stars, they aren't going to put their name on something they don't believe in.
Yeah.
So
and
I know
and
he did his homework. So
Linda, our greatest cheerleader, is a huge fan of Sold on Tony too. So thank you very much, Linda. Appreciate you.
Very good. Very good.
Couple more last shout outs for the week. Got a chance to go out to Edwards Apple Orchard this week, which if you haven't been out there, well,
going today.
Good. I think they're open 9 to 6 week now.
Yep.
9 to 6. So they close at 6 o'clock, which it's dark by 6:30, 6:45 anyway. So, get out there. My gosh, just walking out onto the grounds. It smells so good. The smells coming out of that barn. Oh goodness, they do such a great job at Edwards Apple Orchard.
That's kind of ironic because normally when you say the smells coming out of that barn, that's never a positive.
And this one is a huge positive.
Oh my God. When we go, and I'll do the same thing today, and I don't care that it's $10 a bag for 12 donuts. It's actually not a bad deal. It's not a bad deal. I get a whole bag just for myself. I do.
Yeah, we still got about 4 or 5 left upstairs.
That's why my blood sugar is 400.
Woo-hoo! And probably my favorite apple cider ever. One of my favorite drinks of the year of life is the apple cider from Edwards. It's so good.
And they have some mango what do you call it? The dipping stuff? Pecan. What do you call it?
Salsa.
There you go. Wow. It's early. I haven't had enough. I haven't had enough coffee yet. Mango salsa. It is so good. And it just so many things that they have that are, and you go out there expecting to load on donuts, load up on some candy, some fudge, some salt, maybe even a stuffed bear to go with this little guy here. I don't have enough of them, as you can see.
My favorite salsa from Edwards is the corn salsa. They've been making a really, really awesome corn salsa. That's my favorite.
Yes, it is very good.
Shout out to them. And then one last shout out this week goes to Christian Life Schools. They had their homecoming last night. Really fun time, really well put on. Unfortunately, the football team score was 50-0. That was not what you want from a homecoming game. But from what I've heard, they actually played a little bit better last night than they've played in weeks past. They did move the ball a little bit. They did come close to scoring a couple times, but the other team bigger and faster and stronger. And kudos to the Freeport Aquin for they're playing 8-on-8 football now out at Freeport Aquin.
Boy, that's surprising. Freeport.
That was surprising to me too.
8-on-8.
Yeah, and both teams had enough players on the sidelines. They could have played 11-on-11, but it's an 8-on-8 league now, And I think they might be on the way to getting back to being able to play full on 11 on 11 football again. So
Yeah, but I'm really surprised by Freeport Akron. They've always, I mean, they compete, they've won state championships. They compete with some of the bigger schools.
Yeah.
Wow, that is a surprise to me.
a little bit
Now,
surprised.
I will say, since we've been furloughed from the radio station, I haven't been to many games. I used to go when I was doing the Saturday morning sports show before we came on.
Yep.
I would go to a game on Friday night so I could take notes and just be part of the scene. I've been to a game in a couple of years now, and I'm kind of sad about that, but maybe I'll get back to it. I don't know.
All right. Well, let's bring on our guest because she's been waiting patiently, and it's 8:15. It's time to bring on Nicole from Altruize. Good morning, Nicole.
Good morning.
How are you doing today?
Good. Thanks for
much
having
for
me
taking the
today. I
time.
appreciate it.
Absolutely. We've had you on before in the past, and for those who don't know you and what you do, tell everybody all about Altruize.
Yeah, so Altruize is a free app that kind of helps you be a better person. So it allows you to be able to set goals for volunteering, and then it allows you to be able to track that volunteer effort and just kind of hold yourself accountable. So we like to say we're the Fitbit for community service data.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah. So
Look at your website while you're talking there.
yeah. So so the for just kind of the average person that really just wants to, again, hold themselves accountable. I liken this to for us humans to get better at anything, we have to be purposeful and do it more often, right? We've got to, if you want to be a better runner, you run more. Better reader, you read more. What if to be gooder? Yes, I use that word. People.
That's acceptable to me.
Yeah. What if we actually have to be intentional and do good things more often? So that's kind of our challenge to people is I can't believe I'm saying this, as we're getting close to the end of the year, people want to, it's an opportunity to revisit how they spent their last year, how they want to improve, in the next year. Let's add doing good in our community to that as well. Not
Awesome.
just, how many times you're going to the gym or what you're going to eat that's better and all that. So.
And for those who don't know you, Nicole, what is your background? Where are you from, and how did you find yourself in this position of running an app company?
Yeah. Well, my kind of famous line at this point is God doesn't read resumes. He clearly writes them. And I love how he showed that to me in kind of two different sections. So I'm actually a chiropractor by degree. My husband and I moved to Freeport, Illinois to purchase an existing practice. And so that's where we've raised our family. We've been here for, 22 years now. And about 9 years ago, God started nudging me in a different direction. And of course, when you walk out in faith, the picture is never full when
Right.
you first get that nudge. And so I really thought I was on a different path, and God kept showing me kind of which way to turn and kept nudging me in the right ways. And finally realized that the volunteer data that is collected is a hot mess, and yet it's life-altering data. So, for example, 60% of college admissions officials use volunteer data as kind of a tiebreaker, and yet it's not standardized or validated.
Right.
That could be the difference between your kid getting into the college of their dreams or not.
That's a
Now,
really good point.
yeah, now add on to that what COVID did. So the state of California university systems has permanently eliminated the requirement for the ACT, SAT scores.
Mm-hmm.
And that's on trend with other colleges and universities. Okay. And that's a different debate, whether or not that's good or bad. But what it does is it means it's all about GPA, which varies drastically what that means from school to school that you graduated from, and your personal story. So Altruize can bring at least some objectivity to the personal story piece for
Right.
that. And then there are other areas that we really want to impact. Judicial system with court-ordered community service. We really believe that we could change the narrative there. And more companies, it's actually becoming one of the top 10 employee benefits is to give paid time off to go volunteer. So literally the employer's paying you not to be there.
That's a cool thing to do. That's a really interesting perspective there. Now, are there companies? You're not just a local company. You're expanding nationwide, right? What kind of companies have you gotten yourself involved in here in the last since last time we talked? That's helping to grow what you're doing.
Yeah, so it's been a process. I mean, it's really hard for most people to really understand. We are a startup, so that means we're starting from scratch. Everything's, kind of the blood, sweat, and tears of what we're doing. COVID was a huge hit. We were supposed to launch in March of 2020.
Yeah.
And I have to tell everybody to go out in their communities and go volunteer.
Yeah, and that changed a little bit, but
Yeah,
I mean, you were able to pivot from that a little bit, right?
Well, we were able to survive. I mean,
Yeah.
that's really what most companies were just trying to do during that time. So our app, which is out on the App Store right now, and it's free. We were able to kind of start moving forward with that. So we did what are called paid pilots, and we kept that number small. So we've got 2 schools, 2 high schools, and 1 business with paid pilots. And right now, when you had the website up, there's a button that says sign up for next year. So right now, when it comes to businesses or schools or organizations that are looking to streamline their process of volunteering data management, we've got a waiting list because we're making some major changes, and we're bringing up our new iteration in 2023. So we're encouraging people that are part of any companies that have even thought about for a second to giving paid time off for volunteering, high schools that require for graduation, any other organizations that might want to kind of track what their members are doing in the community. Go ahead and sign up. There's no obligation, but it just gives us an idea, and it gives them, first opportunity to get on at our promotional prices. So,
well, we're going to put the link here to the website on the chat for those who want to follow along there. And thanks to those who are tuning in via YouTube and Facebook, and of course LinkedIn, which is where we reconnected again this week. Was on LinkedIn. I finally got around to making my business page for the Saturday Morning Stateline show on LinkedIn. I hadn't realized I hadn't set one up there yet. I thought I did,
wow.
and I hadn't yet. And I was like, that needs to be done. So, you really make some good points, and I can see where it should, if it hasn't yet, it should really take off as far as monitoring and keeping tabs of volunteering, because it is going to be so much more important for college, and it can of course be used in the workplace too. So the college, the high schools that you have currently involved, I know one was Freeport, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Some of their, so like their student leadership, student council was involved with the app. Highland Community College as well, their leadership, servant leadership group. We're helping beta test the app as well. And as far as like when you were talking about Kelly Williams, right? Mm-hmm. It's that company culture. You said those magic words. And that's really what helps attract talent and retain talent. Is what is your company culture? And volunteering and showing, service to community. You become the poster child for that, right, Greg? As you pointed out, that is why you're a part of Kelly Williams. Is being a part of their community is important. That's what Altruize is helping capture that information, making sure that goals that are being set and can expand for the next year.
Actually being met. So, and yours is one of those ideas that when you see it on the surface, it's curious why it hasn't taken off like crazy yet. But obviously, like you said, it was releasing March of 2020, and COVID really threw a wrench into that. You've been out doing like trade show type things. Where have you been to promote what you have there with Altruize?
Well, again, COVID shut down trade shows.
Yeah, have you been able to see more places this last year?
Yeah, so I actually just got back from Austin, Texas, last week actually, and that was great just to get out. It's actually the banner behind me. So I was able to go to one trade show before everything shut down.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the banner behind me. Was of course meant to be, for our booth space. And then as COVID started going and all these Zooms and you needed the background, I went, well, I've got the perfect background. I've spent enough money on it. I might as well put it up.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So I've gotten my money out of it at least. But so yeah, I mean, so again, we're at a transition point. My best analogy is it's time for Pinocchio to become a real boy. So we've done everything. We've proven the market. We've been able to get great customer feedback on Altruize, and kind of, again, that's why we're
you've been beta testing for a couple of years.
Yeah. So now it's time to bring it to the masses. So that's kind of the stage we're at. So, I do what people, if anybody out there watches Shark Tank, I do that for real. I pitch and that's kind of the stage we're at right now, is looking for the funding to help bring everything to life too.
You've done the venture capitalist type thing that they do in Beloit, right? The what do they call that again? I can't remember what they call that. The beta.
G-beta.
The G-beta thing in Beloit. So I know you've done that before. Has there been any potential feelers out to the actual Shark Tank show?
No, I'm not ready for that yet.
Okay. All right.
No. Although I definitely, it's in the back of my mind, but
I wonder how long their lead time is. Yeah,
I don't know.
If they pick people this year for next year's show, how many months out is that before you actually get a chance to be on the show?
Yeah,
like the in crowd.
Well, and you'd have to be able to repitch that, because that's the life of a startup. Things change so fast. So whatever you went in with pitching to be on the show about, if there's 6 months in between that, man, that's a lot. A lot can change. So
right.
That would be interesting.
Well, as far as your main push right now, is your focus on getting more schools involved, or is it focused on getting more companies involved? What is kind of your number one on your priority list, your priority hit list? What is your biggest push right now?
Well, I'll say it this way: we can take either, because just the way, that's one of the things that really makes us unique, is we're the solution for any type or size of organization. I would say schools, though, that are requiring it for graduation, especially the private schools, there's a huge, how do I want to say this? There's a huge evidence-based, as we talked about with getting into colleges, that you need these volunteer activities recorded and to show that they're a part of your story. So the private schools that are already requiring it, making sure that their students then can have an actual accurate kind of volunteer portfolio, if you will, right? Transcript, just adds to the value that private school is giving the parents and the students.
Yeah. It's nice that you say that you spent the last 3 years of your college or your high school career volunteering at this organization, but it's whole nother deal when you can actually say, here's the proof, here's the hours, here's the days and dates and times when I've actually was at this
Yeah, and more importantly, here's the person that if you really don't believe me or you want more context, you can contact. Not a scribbled piece of paper that my friend just signed off on. Like it's true. The other thing too, the app offers for that is like the journaling feature, so that these students have to write that, magical essay if they've been journaling over the 4 years in the Altruize app about their experience. What a great, nuggets of information to be able to pull from. And then there's skill development profile too. So again, they can even showcase that they've been very purposeful about where they're volunteering to help advance some needs of theirs that they're doing.
Here's that special thing that took place at the Humane Society while I was helping with the animals. This special day happened. Oh, and then the week after, they needed some help with another area that they just asked if maybe I knew something about, and I did. So I was able to spend a few hours helping him in that area too.
Yep,
here's
exactly.
the story, and here's the people. That's really cool. Well, I put the link in the chat for those who want to check out more about Altruize, tell a better story, live a better life, helping you and your organization and all types and sizes to have a more meaningful impact on their communities. Accountability partner for your altruism, accountability partner for your kindness. I love your all that you've got going on here, and wish you nothing but the best. Anything, any last words before we let you go this week?
No, again, just I encourage any organization that's even pondering a tool that needs to help track and record that. Just go to our website and sign up, and we'll reach out in a few months.
Awesome. Well, thanks for joining us, and we'll be keeping an eye on you. All right.
All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, Greg and Tom.
There you go. Thank you, Nicole. So
Good day.
Keep an eye on that. Follow them on Facebook, follow them on LinkedIn, and they've got some great stuff going on at Altruize, and it's right out of Freeport, right here locally. And they're going to be a big nationwide thing someday. It's just a matter of time before everyone knows knows what the Altruize app is, and have probably downloaded it and used it in some way, shape, or form, whether at their own business or at their school or their kids' school or the college, whatever. I got to believe this is going to be a huge nationwide thing here at some point. So really cool that is local and right here. Joann, speaking of the Humane Society, is over there at PAWS. Good morning, Joann. How's everything over at PAWS this morning?
Pretty quiet today.
Little on the quiet side. Well, no dogs barking at you.
Nope.
All right. Well, before we get to all things PAWS, we do have a bunch of randoms for this week. And let's see. I don't have a special graphic yet I do have the scroll bar. Here we go. SMS info. Thank you, Restream. SMS info time. And as Tom and I were talking before the show started, a big milestone thing happened in baseball this last week. Aaron Judge. Are you a fan, Joann? Are you a Judge fan? She's like, Aaron.
To which she says, "Who's that?"
She's heard of the New York Yankees.
I think I read about that, though.
Yeah. New York Yankees slugger Aaron Judge.
I know. Yes, the ball.
Yeah, the ball.
Yeah. The home run, yes.
The home run
I
ball.
watched it.
So he hit his record-breaking 60-second home run on the second to last game of the season, and now owns the record for the most home runs hit in a season in the American League. Now, Barry Bonds hit, 71, 73?
73.
73. So the Major League Baseball record sits on the National League side of things, and that's Barry Bonds. But congratulations to Aaron Judge, who just seems like an all-around superb human being. Really great.
Very good guy. Very good guy. You can't not like him. And I think the best part about all this is that there were no steroids used. The Barry Bonds thing still has the asterisk. He's
just a human specimen. He's quite the specimen of a man. He broke Roger Maris's single-season home run record in the American League. Very, very impressive. Considering this, back in the spring, he turned down an extension with the Yankees that would have paid him $213.5 million because he bet on himself for this season, and boy, did he pay off. He's likely increased his value by about $100 million, according to the New York Times. Will the Yankees keep him? I can't imagine them not keeping him. But, I mean, if the Padres start shelling out more money like they have for every other player, maybe they'll try to get him. Who knows where he'll end up. But kudos to Aaron Judge and breaking the big record in the American League for home runs. Third year in a row, this company is now known as the fastest drive-through line when considering the number of cars in line, according to InTouch Insights annual drive-through study. Do you know which restaurant I'm talking about, guys?
Say that one more time.
The fastest drive-through line for fast food restaurants.
Chick-fil-A.
That's what I was going to say.
Chick-fil-A clocked in an average of 107.41 seconds, about a minute and a little more than a minute and a half. Topping McDonald's at number 2 and Taco Bell at number 3. Across U.S. restaurants, the average wait time in a drive-through line, 6 minutes. 6 minutes and 13 seconds. You're not far off there, Tom.
Yeah.
I've
waited in enough of them. I know.
I don't remember if I ranted on them.
Is that after you order, or?
That's a good question, Joanne. It should be probably from the time you order.
From the time you order till you get your food, right?
Right. You're probably right about that. Yeah.
Yeah. Because there was a few weeks ago when I waited in a line so long, I don't think I'll ever go back to that restaurant again.
So you started there wanting to order breakfast, and then you just ordered lunch when you got up there.
And ended up with dinner. It was a long day.
It ended up, yeah, exactly.
I was in the line for beefaroo, and it was quite a long line, but it went fast. I was kind of
I give a little more leeway to like Beefaroo and Culver's because they do make stuff more fresh there. Whereas, Taco Bell, McDonald's and stuff like that, it's ready. It's most of that stuff's already pre-made and ready to roll. But Chick-fil-A, they're fairly fresh too, but they just
they're just fast.
Well, they have such a good system, and their customer service is unbelievable.
Yeah, their system is the best.
Yeah.
Here, we've talked about this a little bit in the past. This is really interesting. That this university, of all the universities that are out there, this probably applies to a few universities in the States anyway. Axios reports that Princeton University in New Jersey currently has an endowment of over $37.5 billion. That's with a B. An endowment of $37.5 billion. Here's what that means. Practically in perpetuity, it could fund itself without any tuition income or research grants. The fund had a 46.9% return on investment last year, which is obviously way more than normal, but still, it was awesome. The manager is paid 7 times what the university's president makes. The president makes about $1 million a year. The asset manager last year, the investment manager, made $7.2 million.
Wow.
Obviously, they're paid on a commission of increase and stuff like that. And when the stock market goes 46.9% return, you're going to make a lot of money.
Now,
that's
is this from the boosters, or is it something different?
Well, this is their endowment. So pretty much,
I think that's from boosters.
Yeah.
Because I heard something the other day. The number one school is almost 50 million, a billion. You know what it is?
Texas.
That's right. Texas.
It's the Longhorn State, because they were gifted a whole bunch of land that has oil.
Yeah.
They were given
next, I believe, is Harvard, then Yale, then Stanford, Notre Dame are up there, and then probably Princeton somewhere in there. They're all in the top 10.
The whole college game, and I'm not just talking about sports, the whole college game is about to change dramatically. You've got Texas, Princeton, Harvard, all these with these huge endowments and this money, they're going to be able to accept students on full ride scholarships. Like whoever, they're going to be able to admit people and not have to pay at all, anything. I mean, it's really going to be interesting to see how that not just affects the sports, but the colleges in general here in the next few years as colleges have to change. Things need to change because obviously people being graduating out with huge debts with degrees that can't make any money or make very little money. That's why a lot of these students can't pay back their loans because they have nearly worthless degrees. That's all got to change. It's borders on predatory lending. No, it doesn't border on it. It is. It's predatory lending. Thank you, government. Anyway, the randoms for the week. Before 1950, here's some questions for you guys. Before 1950, Americans did this about once a week, but now the average is almost once a day. You know what it is?
Gas their car.
Gas in the car?
Yeah.
No. What would you say, Joann?
Eating out.
Eating out? No. It's bathing or showering.
Oh.
Before 1950, that was about a once a week event. Now it's almost once a day. Mm-hmm. And just to go.
Were they cleaner in that day?
I don't know.
Less air. We always talked about that.
Well, they spent more time outdoors, and the sun probably disinfected them better. Let's be honest here.
Maybe larger families.
Larger families. So yeah, and that's where don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Middle Ages medieval expression. Oh gosh, that's gross. That's just gross thought. All right. The average person produces enough saliva in their lifetime to fill how much? How many pools?
Pools?
Yes, pools.
Well, are we talking Olympic-sized pools or the little kiddie pools or what?
I'm assuming Olympic size or at least standard backyard pools.
Oh, that's so gross. I'll say 4 pools.
It's just 2, but it's a lot.
That's 2. Okay.
We produce a lot of saliva.
Wow.
NASA confirmed that their SLS rocket launch is going to be pushed back until at least mid-November, so we won't be talking about that for a few weeks again. You might have saw this in the news. Robotics company Boston Dynamics, along with 5 other robotics companies, they wrote a letter pledging not to weaponize their general purpose robots. They might not do it, but others will. I mean, come on, we're going to have weaponized robots, and this world's going to get crazy.
Oh yeah.
Tencent, it's one word, Tencent. Tencent is in China, a company in China. They are no longer China's most valuable company. I think Tencent is like the Amazon of China.
He's one of the 5 nephews of 50 Cent rapper.
Hey, badooch.
Yeah.
So the new most valuable company in China is Qichao Mutai. They're valued at $330 billion. Do you know what they make and sell?
Cigars.
I'll give you a hint. Give me a shot of that.
Whiskey?
They make liquor. China's most valuable company, Qichao Mutai, makes and sells liquor, and they are valued at over $330 billion. All right. I do have a couple of videos that I could choose from, and I'm going to ask you to choose one of these in a second. But before we get to that, are we about to enter an economic crisis? Maybe, maybe not. But if you're looking at unemployment stats or interest rate hikes or the housing market for clues, you're looking in the wrong place. A better indicator of whether or not we're about to hit an economic crisis is whether or not the Philadelphia Phillies win the World Series.
Oh, wow.
As a baseball historians will tell you on the Brews social media team, they say that over the past 100 years, the most sure sign of an economic downturn has been a Philly-based baseball team winning the World Series. It happened in 1929, 1930, 1980, and in 2008.
Wow.
Monday night, the Phillies clinched the playoff spot. Phillies fans, we must stop the Philadelphia Phillies for the sake of the economy. Someone has to take them out of the playoffs.
Yeah, but it would be the Cardinals taking them out.
Oh,
I got. That's just. I'm sorry. I don't know. Yeah.
I love my Cardinals fans' friends, but I do not love the St. Louis Cardinals. I'm sorry. I cannot root for them. I can't imagine a scenario where I root for the Cardinals. I just can't. I mean, go Yankees. And I'm not a Yankees fan either, although I like, Rizzo and Judge and some great players on that team. But all right.
All right. I'm just now looking at it. I watched part of the game yesterday. I did not know the outcome, but St. Louis was ahead 2-0. Phillies stormed back for 6 runs in the ninth to stun the Cardinals. Philly is up 1-0. Wow.
Well, they can win the series. They can win the opening series. They just can't win the World Series, or we're all headed to an economic disaster.
Wow. Isn't that funny?
It was October 4th of 1582. So this month in 1582, when Pope Gregory XIII introduced the Gregorian calendar, replacing the Julian calendar. Now, the Julian calendar, named after Julius Caesar, had been used since the time of the Roman Empire. It was not a perfect measurement of a year. The spring equinox had drifted from March 21st back to March 11th, and they were trying to get things back on schedule. So the Gregorian calendar eliminated 10 days in October. So the people of 1582 went to bed October 4th and woke up the next day on October 15th.
Wow.
10 days of sleep.
What if you had a birthday on like the 10th or something?
Too bad, so sad. No gift for
you. No party, no gift.
No party.
Cheese.
I thought that was pretty amazing. And I'm still an advocate of the 13-month calendar. It's time to redo the calendar again. It should be 13 equal months of each 4 weeks long. And every year we have
talking that we wouldn't have any 30 days has September, April, June, and November.
Nope. Every month would have 28 days, and there would be an ought day. For New Year's Day would be an ought day, which basically is a 0-nothing day. And the whole country just has a day off.
So
it would
1,000 years from now, they'll talk about the Greg Saunders calendar.
It's not mine.
Right.
There's some mathematical savant who has been promoting this. I forget the guy's name. I should probably promote him a little bit better because I believe in this so much. But yeah, when I heard about this years ago, I was like, this is brilliant.
Where do you put that 13th month then? Do you put it after December, before January?
Well, his idea is to rename the months after virtues. Because right now, think about it. We're in the month of October right now. What does oct mean? Think 8? Octopus. 8.
Well, it means 8. But that's because the Julian calendar started in March. So then it would have been the 8th month.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He had to throw his months in the middle of the calendar rather than at the end because he wanted to be special that way. Julius Caesar was a little full of himself. But yeah, if he'd have just thrown it in the end of the year instead of the beginning, I mean, December, Deca, 10. That should be the 10th month. Now it's the 12th month.
But what I'm saying is it used to be. It was October was the 8th month, and then December was the 10th month because it all started in March.
Yeah.
That's why we had our presidential inaugurations March 20th, and then we switched it to January 20th.
Yeah. There used to only be 10 months on the calendar. And Julian calendar added 2 months into the deal. All right. So here's your choices, guys, before we get to Joann's Quickie Tour and our big number of the week. Would you rather see someone breaking a world record having to do with company logos or hear NFL theme songs made acoustic and indie sounding?
Is there a third option like neither?
He doesn't want one. Joann, do you have a choice? Do you have a preference?
I guess the theme songs.
You think the theme songs? I think that's a good choice too.
Yeah,
right.
Probably.
Let's go and check out playing intro to theme songs. This is my favorite. This one's just sad. Welcome to the NFL on CBS. Which player will get hurt this week?
Yeah.
It's ESPN's Monday Night Football. Kick back, relax, enjoy guys knocking themselves out. How about that, huh?
It was just weird. What was that other option?
No, he went
the NFL on Fox.
Changing my vote.
The NFL on Fox is okay, but the NFL NBC Sunday Night Football, this one I like. Yeah, that one I actually did like. Anyway, thank you for that. Don't forget North End City Market. Oh, that's right. I wanted to share these screens, because this was fun to do the last time I did this. Share. North End City Market. Why isn't this bigger? I gotta extend this bigger so you can see it a little bit. North End City Market is every Saturday 9 to 1. This week and next week are the last two chances for the season at the corner of North Main and Auburn Streets of Rockford. Also going on today, Paul Stauffer Memorial Rock and Bowl Car Show. This is at Don Carter Lanes from 10 to 4. Lots of cars, trophies for the top 60 cars, awards in 14 different categories. That's all happening today, and at the Rock and Bowl Car Show, right there, Don Carter Lanes,
Carter.
East State Street in Rockford. Be there. The studio presents High School Musical on stage. This is at Belvedere Performing Arts Center at Belvedere High School. They've got shows at 2 and 6 today, and then tomorrow again at 2. The kids in this are really, really good. Hearing great reviews. There's a full moon hike at Severson Dells today. So tonight, 6:30 till 8. There is a cost of $3 for members and $5 for general admission. Full moon rise. It's pretty magical, and I think the sky's going to be pretty clear tonight too. So check it out. Nocturnal Natural History. Walk the trails of the moonrise there between 6:30 and 8 o'clock at Severson Dells. Trunk or treats are starting up again, and there's one tomorrow at Tinker Swiss Cottage Museum and Gardens, 1 to 3, absolutely free. Calling all monsters, princesses, superheroes, and cartoon characters. Trunk or treat at the historic Tinker Gardens. Visit the farmers market vendors. Tour the first floor of the cottage for free. And that's all happening tomorrow from 1 until 3. And finally, Head of the Rock Regatta is tomorrow all day long on the Rock River. Places all up and down the river where you can just pull up your chair and watch. Hopefully, it's going to be on the chilly side, but I think the weather's going to be decent as far as sunshine. And I don't know about the wind.
My granddaughter is rowing in that.
Really?
My 13-year-old granddaughter, yes, from Madison.
Yay! Go! It's a 5,000-meter course, 3.1 miles on the Rock River. Many ideal locations for spectators. Professional timing services from Try3 Timing. Results available on your smartphone. Tomorrow, again, from 8:45 to 5 p.m. And I know every year the Ski Bronx provide safety boats during the Head of the Rock Regatta. So that's all happening tomorrow on the Rock River.
I mentioned one granddaughter. My other granddaughter, Carolyn, is 4 today.
Happy birthday, Carolyn.
So both granddaughters are in the news.
That's so cool.
And there's so many categories of racing. There's college. I think there's some high school teams, and then there's other independent teams that race.
Grace is 13, so she's a high school.
She's in the
or middle. I don't know. Something
teams. Awesome. All right. Well, let's take a look around PAWS today. What do you got for us today, Joann?
Nothing too exciting. It's the beginning of the month, so Let me switch my camera around before I do anything.
We're at PAWS Humane Society by the Cherryvale Mall. And there is the camera switch. Doo-doo-doo. Give us some music, Lounge.
I'm sorry, we're too quiet. It's the beginning of the month, so not too much happening yet.
Brand new list. That board was full.
Drop off your cats and dogs if they're annoying you.
No.
I think right now we're pretty full. So, and then
Look
of course,
Simba.
45 and 15 last month. But so we've got a few going.
Simba Dean on that list.
Simba Dean, who we sponsored last week, got adopted. So that's pretty exciting. Tai. We talked about Tai earlier. I think, here's an under the, that was cute. You missed it. Under the blanket cat. It's getting chilly for November, so we have to get, or October, so we got to get under our blankets.
And while we're looking at cats, I want to give a shout out to our friend Aaron from Circle of Change. They're a veterans dog program. They're looking for high school students for peer support in their youth dog. Thank you, Aaron.
Another place to volunteer then.
Yes.
It's a girl and boy. We sponsored the one, I think the short hair one week. A pair of displaced cats. Older cats. I don't know quite. Have to look at their chart to see how old they are.
Your little kitties.
Cute. We always had to shelter. They keep the little ones kind of more confined.
If you've never been out to PAWS, come visit them today. How long are people there at PAWS on a Saturday, Joann?
11 to 3.
11 to 3.
I think that's our normal hours for every day.
So volunteers are the ones there now, but open to the public 11 to 3 to come by and say hi. Visit the kitties.
And I think if that doesn't work for you, you can make an appointment if you're adopting.
Okay.
It's kind of sleepy time. The volunteers are cleaning now. They've all been fed, so it's just a resting time. We do have some dogs available. And I think if you check out our Facebook page, they usually list the dogs. And unfortunately, Lulu is back with me.
Yeah, you said that. Lulu didn't fit in well with the first family.
What?
Lulu didn't fit in very well with the first family, so.
No, I didn't listen to directions.
Okay. Well,
when you
so
you have to remember that it's a rescue dog.
Right.
And rescue dogs take time to adjust your life, and they kind of had a party the first week.
Oh.
A lot of people coming in, and Lulu was overwhelmed, and they decided they couldn't trust her.
Yeah.
But someone
I
posted
that
my friend adopted Simba Dean on the Linda, I can't read her last name.
Yep, Linda Windmacher.
It was exciting, so we're always excited when our Zoom gets results.
That's so cool.
That's awesome.
I think people need to understand you have to almost put the animal first for a while. You have to.
Yeah.
Well, I had that happen another time where people assume the dog they say, I think it's the three days to adjust to the home. It's 3. I've seen it written that it's almost 3 months before they're totally adjusted.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I can see
that. House, it seems like it takes 5 minutes, but I kind of am geared to animals.
Yeah, and your animals that are already there have the attitude of, oh, a newbie. How are you doing? Come on in.
Another dish on the floor.
I know I'm going to get fed anyway, so I don't mind you being here.
I'll show
Yeah.
you all the good hiding spots where we can snag some food.
Yeah, I got Mitch. Mitch loves Lulu, and I said, Mitch, we're not adopting Lulu, so you can have a friend. But I had a picture on Facebook where Lulu is laying on the couch and Mitch is cuddled right next to her.
Oh.
And just to prove that, yes, she does love other animals. She just needs time to adjust.
Yeah. Too many people was too much.
I mean, if you brought another wife into your home, your wife might need time to adjust to that too.
Well, this show just got a little different. All right, let's do this. We got a big number of the week this week, my friends. Look at this.
Yeah.
Wow. How about that? Big number of the week this week. It's a big one, too. 1.7 billion is our big number of the week. Yes, 1.7 billion, and we're looking for Roomba or Russia. Roomba or Russia, that is your guess. Our current race to 10 has Tom way out in front, 5-1. Luckily for Joann, this is not a best of 7 or anything like that. This is a race to 10.
So you
First one
think
to
I
10.
can catch up?
You still have a chance to catch up. So, Roomba or Russia? Give me your answer, please. 3, 2, 1, go.
Well, my internet
Roomba.
check said Roomba. Oh, there you go. We're both going Roomba.
Oh, you're both going with the Roomba. All right. So, we like world records here on our show. We really do like world records. There is actually a world record for the largest salad. You know about this?
Do not know about it.
All right. The year was 2016. A guy in Russia put together the world record salad, weighing in at 44,312 pounds. It was a Greek salad. Tomatoes, cucumbers, onions, olives, feta cheese, olive oil, oregano, salt. Must have been a lot of tomatoes and cucumbers. That's a heavy salad. So kudos to this guy's world record for the world's largest salad. But no, you
salad bowl.
I need a new graphic for a congratulations or something. Where's my big? You did it! You win! Woohoo! You win! Congratulations! Roomba vacuum, probably the most successful consumer robot of all time. Did you know Amazon bought the Roomba company? They sure did in August for $1.7 billion. Wow. Do you have a Roomba?
No.
I can imagine your pet's dealing with that Roomba, Joann.
I have two dogs. They keep the floor clean.
If you would pick up, this is, again, I read an article where it picked up dog doo-doo and put it all over the house.
That's the key. If you set the time your Roomba is going to be working, you have to make sure you've checked your floor previously so that there's no icky stuff. Otherwise, it'll spread it all over the place.
Not good.
They haven't perfected the sensors yet to detect that the item that's approaching is like wet or messy.
My
gotta
daughter
fix that.
has one, but I don't see that she uses it a lot.
No.
Especially 4-year-old and all the toys around.
Well, my son and daughter-in-law got one as a wedding present, and sure enough, the week after they got their dog. Yep.
You had that happen?
It happened.
Oh, God.
Took a lot of cleaning because it was all over the place. Had to take apart.
I thought it was just an urban legend.
Nope. It really happened. All right, kids.
You can laugh if it's not a house.
Yeah, we can laugh about it because it wasn't our house. Thanks to Nicole Sadao from Altruize, the Altruize app. Check it out online in the App Store and talk with your company, talk with your school, how they can use Altruize to encourage more volunteering and being something they can use in the future to like you said, colleges, they're going to want to know that this stuff was actually done, and this is a way to keep tabs on all that stuff. It's a great, great, great service. Remember, you change the world when you help one person. Be a blessing to someone this week. Yeah, volunteer about that. And join us again right back here next week for another Saturday morning Stateline show. Thanks, Tom. Thanks, Joann.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Lord, have a good week, Lord Warner.
By the way, go Packers. Remember,
Go
8:30 in the
Packers.
morning.
8:30 tomorrow morning, Packers and Giants in London.
I'm going to have to go to second service for church.
Are they on CBS? I don't even know.
Probably
Hope so.
NFL Network.
Oh, gosh. Yeah.
We're on NFL Network.
All right. We'll see you at the bar at 8:30.
All right.